It's been almost 2 weeks since I've been back from my road trip from picking this car up, and I have a lot of things to go over. People have been asking me a lot of questions about the trip, how much it cost in total, how many miles I put on the car. So I'm gonna go over every single expense incurred on the trip, the pros and cons, the planning. But the very first thing I wanna cover is, why did I buy this car from Indiana? I live in Northern California in the Sacramento area. I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say I live in Rockland. Late last year, I set out on a mission to put my Tension SI back to stock, sell it, and then find a Civic Type R at MSRP. The used car market is absolutely insane ever since the virus hit. So I got this for the price of a lot of used Civic Type Rs in California. It's actually kind of sickening. Originally, one of my subscribers named Jonathan, who's a really nice guy, he set me up with this guy named Mark Mears, who is the owner of Parkway Honda in Dover, Ohio. I called Mark. Mark said, I was on the phone for 3 minutes with him. He said, hey man, what color do you want your Civic Type R in? I will order it for you. You will pay MSRP. And he offered to use some of his miles that he's incurred with, I forget what airline, to pay for my plane ticket. So, I mean, I don't know if I would have let him do that, because that's way too generous at that point. A few weeks went by and I still didn't get a ship date from him. And I was getting kind of nervous because I had already sold my Tension. Whoa. And I was left just with my 9th gen. And that's not enough to run a YouTube channel off of. The 9th gen's a great car, but it just doesn't have enough interest. So a month went by and Mark still didn't have a ship date for the car. So I put something on my Instagram story and I said, hey, if you know anyone, or if you yourself could sell me a Type R MSRP, please let me know ASAP. The next day, I called this guy named Ron Hammer at Ed Martin Honda in Indianapolis. Sure enough, same thing. 2-3 minutes on the phone. He said, yep, we get a black one, 2021, 11 miles on it, MSRP, nothing else, no extras. Come on over. So I was like, damn. Now, let's get to the trip. Planning the trip. What planning? I didn't have any time to plan this out. He told me he would sell me the car MSRP on Wednesday, and I put in leave. I had to write out a travel plan for the Air Force so my commander, who's a lieutenant colonel, could approve it. That's how strict the Air Force is right now with their traveling. And then I flew out Saturday morning. I had no time to plan. Now, let's go over the expenses. Okay, I have a lot of them here. Number one, plane ticket. That was $355.20. Then I had a $30.01 fee for the Uber to get me from the airport to the dealership. $12.54, my first stop at Walmart to get snacks and water. $29.20 in gas. After I got in my car and started driving, I called my parents to tell them, hey, I just bought this car. My mother bought my first night. She bought the hotel my first night. And I didn't ask, she offered. She's my mom, and she was doing a mom thing. What do you want me to say, no? There are people in the comments talking like, oh, mommy and daddy got money, whatever. Bitch, I work 2 full-time jobs. YouTube, which I don't know if a lot of people realize this, but small YouTubers with my amount of subscribers can make a lot of money. I don't know if you guys would be comfortable with me talking about that, or if some people would think I'm gloating or brag. I don't know. I'm transparent, so if you guys want to know, I'll tell you. I don't care. But yeah, that kind of ticked me off. I got a few comments like that, like mommy buying your hotel. If someone offered to buy your hotel, you gonna say no? Next expense, $21.85 parking at the hotel, $9.24 at Walmart, $27.53 in gas. A lot more gas charges like that, like 5 or 6 more, right? A hotel room at Kirtland Air Force Base on my second to last day. That was $89. So anyway, altogether, I spent $854.43. And I will tell you this, I have made that money back almost 5 times over since posting my first video of the Type R on the 28th. I'm sure you can do the math and figure out that small YouTubers can make a lot of money on YouTube. I don't know, I felt the need to tell you guys that detail because some people think that you have to have a crazy amount of subscribers and an obnoxious amount of views to make any money, and that's definitely not the case. Oh, and before I go any further, I do want to tell you guys that the AWE touring exhaust has been ordered. I don't think I made that clear enough in the last video. I bought it through MA Performance. I love MA Performance. Amazing customer support. I go through Kevin. He is the salesperson that I choose to use. Absolutely great guy. But I do want to mention AWE has atrocious customer support, customer relations, whatever. I could not get a hold of them. I tried to call them for a couple days straight. I sent them several emails, nothing. And then right after I ordered the exhaust through Kevin, they finally sent me an email back saying, hey, we do have a military discount, like 3 days late. Okay, so now the question, why didn't you just ship the car? Well, I am a content creator. I need to create interesting content. I need to do interesting things. If I would have had the car shipped to me, then I would have missed out on the 4 road trip videos that I did. And as you guys have been able to tell, to justify my point further, I've made a lot of money from those videos. And those videos will make money until the day I die. Or till the day YouTube no longer exists. I don't know, either or. Holy crap, I almost just ran a red light. But it was really cool to see Nashville and Little Rock and Oklahoma City, all those places. I really enjoyed it. I grew up in northern Maine, and northern Maine's like way behind the rest of the planet, so it was cool to get a chance to see all these southern states. And yeah, I was able to make what I thought was interesting content. I mean, that's the best I can do as a YouTuber, is go out and make a video that I think people are going to enjoy watching. It's the best I can do, right? Another pro is obviously I was able to get the car MSRP. The next one is that I got to meet a few people on the way, and that was really, really cool. I was expecting to see a lot more people, but the morning that I left Nashville, 3 different guys came out, and they were all really nice guys, and it was such a pleasure to meet up with people who follow my YouTube channel. I mean, that was just, it's a really good feeling to know that there's people across the country that watch my videos. And my last pro is kind of a con as well. Luckily, after all of those miles, 2,700 miles, I only came out with 2 of the tiniest rock chips in the world, and they're on the left rear door. Now let's get to the cons, and I want to make it very clear that I am not complaining. I had to pick, and in order to do this properly, I had to have pros and cons. If I could go back, would I do the road trip again? Absolutely. But one of the cons is that I immediately put 2,700 miles on the car. Right now I have 3,200, but I am totally okay with that. Man, this intake sounds good. 2 more cons. One was it was very exhausting. I was sleep deprived. I just wanted to get home. So after I left Kirtland Air Force Base in Albuquerque, that was my 3rd night. I could have stayed a 4th night in Las Vegas, and then I would have driven back up through a bunch of curvy roads in Nevada. That would have been really cool. But I was at the point where I really just wanted to get home. I mean, I had already ordered the intake. I wanted to get home, put that on. I wanted to get home and race people, all that type of stuff. And the last con, and I'm just picking here, I'm just fishing for cons. The last one was the time of year. I did this at the end of February into early March, which is winter. And, you know, in those states, luckily I did not come across any snow. So that's pretty much everything I've taken away from the road trip. I do have some more things I want to talk to you guys about while I have you here. Number 1, there's a lot of misinformation out there. I was under the impression initially that the Type R had something similar to the SI, where the stock ECU will account for an extra 20-25 horsepower with your bolt-ons before you even tune, before you even connect a K-tuner or Honda, right? Well, I guess that isn't the case, and I didn't understand that, and that's okay. There's still things right now that I don't understand. I'm probably gonna relay bad information to you guys again, but I'll do my best to get it right the first time. Point is, I would like to start doing some podcasts with some tuners or other people who have Type Rs who've modded the crap out of them, and learn some things from them and post those videos so you guys can learn from them too. It'll be a win-win-win situation. Number 1, I want to have John Vega from Fearable. He's been tuning Hondas for like 20 years he's been in the game. Another guy I'd like to have on is Derek Robinson. I don't know if he'd be willing to do that, but that guy just has a gold mine of knowledge with tuning all Hondas. I mean, he's been tuning 10 gens basically since they came out. I would absolutely love that. I mean, I guess you could call it an interview as well, but if someone wants to share this with Derek, that would be super cool. I would love to learn a lot from that guy. I don't know if he has the time. He seems like he's a pretty busy guy, but Derek, if you're seeing this, I'd love to interview or do a podcast with you. Side note, I've been watching Lost. The TV show is absolutely phenomenal. I don't think you can beat it. I'm surprised at how many people haven't seen it as well. Hell yeah. Intake action, baby. And I guess I'll end this video with telling you guys that I thought the WRX was going to be a closer race. And yes, I keep saying these cars are full bolt-on. I did that with the 10 Gen, but he didn't have a downpipe. And I said that with the WRX, but he didn't have an intercooler. Listen, sometimes I say the wrong thing and I don't catch it in editing. And I'm sorry, but I'm not perfect, okay? And it's like the fact that some people, the only thing they take away from a 15-minute video is that I said something wrong here at the 8-minute 4-second mark. Really? I think that says more about the viewer than it does me. I mean, I'll be the first person to own up to my mistakes. That WRX was not full bolt-on. I thought it was going to be a better race. I have a lot of good cars lined up, and I just need to... I'm going to wait a couple weeks. I want to get the exhaust done before I race anyone else, because this car is just so quiet, you know? Like, it's kind of... It's just not what I'm used to. My 9 Gen is, has a full exhaust, catless downpipe. My 10 Gen was full bolt-on, and this is just too quiet for me. So before I make any more races where the other car I'm racing completely drowns out the sound of mine, I want to get the exhaust on, then I will resume. And also because I don't want people to think that my YouTube channel is just all about those race videos. It's not. I don't want it to appear like that's all I do or that's all I'm good for. Next up, I can race I have a bunch of tuned 10 Gen Accords that want to race me. I just got to pick what I think the best match would be. If I lose, fine. If I win, fine. But what I want is a close match. From here on out, I promise I will do a better job at vetting whoever I'm racing. And also, someone said that I handpick my opponents to make sure that I win. That is absolutely obnoxious for someone to say that. I do not do that. I choose people who I think are going to provide a very, very close match. I want a race that's neck and neck. And if we blast it into 5th gear and they start to creep away from me, fine. That's awesome. That's still a really good, that's entertaining to watch, right? You don't want to watch a blowout. I don't want to do races where either I get completely destroyed by a bus length or two, or I destroy them by a bus length. I don't want that. It's not entertaining. Another one is a Mark 7 GTI on the APR Stage 2 tune, and he has a 6-speed manual. I think all he has is an exhaust system. But that is going to be a super good race. If I lose, okay, that's fine. I don't care. I just want it to be close. That's all I want. I want to provide good entertainment for people to watch, so they subscribe to my YouTube channel, so they watch the videos longer, and I can get to the point where I can do this full time and make more videos and get faster cars and more interesting cars and ship boxes and fix them up and buy a house and do this and that and go to the racetrack. The bigger my YouTube channel gets, the more people subscribe, the more stuff I can do and the more interesting content I can make. And also, I do want to say, now I'm just going off the deep end. No matter how big my YouTube channel gets, I don't ever see myself being the guy who shifts his focus to supercars and doesn't end up driving their cars anymore. All these big YouTubers, they don't drive their cars anymore. You know, Like that thing I just did, the thing you guys just saw with the GoPro on my head. The big guys don't do that. But why? They have all these awesome cars. They could go out once a week and just do a driving video, meet up with people, and blast down the highway and have some friendly runs. Like, why don't they do that? It kind of blows my mind how, like, TJ Hunt could have this garage of, like, what does he have? 7 or 8 or 9 cars that most of them are incredibly interesting. And you and I would both love to have any one of his cars. I just wish they would drive them more. I want to make videos that I enjoy filming and I enjoy watching. I watch all my videos. Right after I post a video, I have like 3 different YouTube accounts, and I'll log on to all of them and watch my video and give it a like. Several things come out of that. One, I'll notice mistakes. I'll notice things that I do that I want to get better on, like saying ums and ahs and that type of stuff. And 2, because I enjoy my videos. I don't think a YouTuber should be making videos that they don't enjoy themselves. That's kind of weird, like how actors don't watch their own movies. That's really weird. Like, why are you doing this? You're just doing it for the paycheck and to be famous and to have people kneel before you? Like, what is that? Actors that don't watch their movies. That's freaking weird, dude. But it's a beautiful day. It's enough ranting. I'm drinking a Bang. I'm on night shift. I don't know if I've been thinking about taking this week off. I have 2 more weeks before I go to day shift. So in preparation of tomorrow night and the rest of the week, I need to stay up. I'll try to stay up till like 3 in the morning. I don't know if anyone's watching at this point, but if I do make those podcasts or interviews, do you guys think that should be on my main channel, like this channel? I have another channel called Camzhill, Camzhill. You know how Doug DeMuro has his main channel, Doug DeMuro, and then he has more Doug DeMuro? Maybe I could go off of that concept. Not saying that people want to see more Cameron Hill. That sounds weird to say. Let me know what you think about that. That's all I got. Thank you very much. I'll see you again on Friday.